anytime like I get somebody that comes back on, I always like to research back in to see the growth of the club from our last thing. Because I know we talked about like get back in the games, converting guests to cancel, stuff like that. And you guys, hats off to you, because I'm going to put some numbers out there. When you first started, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember onboarding you guys when you were just like taking over. The previous owner was supposed to sell the members, but we didn't get anything. Like, didn't only like 10 or like 15, 20 people end up staying with you guys?
Dude, yeah, it was like nothing. It was like, yeah, legit, probably 10, maybe. I don't even think so. Cause like the first couple months, like we had to come out of pocket to pay the rent. And our rent was pretty cheap as it was. So like, yeah, it was just, yeah, like, so those are probably the first 3 months. And then after that, like we had just enough to kind of like start not using our own money to, keep the business alive. But yeah, it was literally I would probably say like less than 10 that actually stayed. Yeah.
I remember because we talked on the phone for a while when you were coming over. So check this out. I don't know if you went into the reports to look at this, but I did. I don't know if you mind. Do you mind me sharing your growth? Because it's actually pretty spectacular what you guys did. First gym ever, going in there, only 10 members. Any future gym owners that may be watching this, these guys bought a gym that was for sale, was promised all the members. 10 to 15 maybe have stayed. So they had to figure it out and grow the club. Do you mind me sharing these? If not,
no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. That's fine. Yeah.
So your first year that you onboarded with only 10 members staying, you rounded up that year 68, let's call it $7,000 in monthly dues, meaning if you shut down the gym all month, didn't sell a single thing, $7,000 is going to float into your bank account every month. So that was year one. To the end of 2023. And then 22 to 23, and then 23 to 24, you had that base. I think you ended that year with $8,400 in EFT is what I saw.
Yeah.
This is the amazing part. From 24 to 25, you went from $8,400 in monthly dues to 14.7, call it 15, like exploded. So that's kind of what I want to hear, like what ended up causing that. What did you guys do? Because that is like an explosive growth for an existing gym. It's not even like, did you guys have like a new re-grand opening or something?
Like, you mean like for like what, like our third year or like our second year or like?
Yeah, because like from like up till today, like right now you're sitting at 15 and that was like almost a 2x growth. So that was, would you say that was like, what would you attribute to that huge growth in 2025?
I think the biggest thing is, one, we expanded the beginning of 2025. So we added literally like the whole second space of our gym now, which I can actually kind of show you, like literally.
Yeah, give us a little tour before we officially start the Gym Owner Podcast. Let's see.
This part, that was the original gym right there. This is what we added on, like the space next door. So
got it.
And this part is actually now our office. So now everything is here. So our office, we actually have an office space now.
Nice.
So and this is like the whole other area to the gym now. So it's all here. We have a turf area now, and this is like our leg room. So like the whole leg room is here now. All leg equipment, cardio equipment. We have a posing room in here now too. So it's like more bodybuilding catered. But yeah, so this is like the whole brand new space that we added at the beginning of 2025. And then we made that giant hole in the wall that basically brought both spaces together. So
nice.
But yeah, it's I think that was the biggest thing, 2025, the beginning. That's what we did. We basically just opened all that up. And then that kind of helped, I would say in general, more people just come by and see, oh, like it's not just one tiny little room anymore. So, because that's how it all started. It was just started with like the original 3,000 square feet that we had. And it was cool. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I loved like the original space we started in, but for us to keep growing, like, I think it's just a matter of just expanding. I feel like that's a big thing that smaller gyms have to be aware of is that, like, if you want like your local gym to grow more, like you have to expand, you have to add more stuff. Like you can't. I mean, I'm sure there's boutiques, and of course, like there's personal training boutiques and stuff like that that make good money, right? Like 6 figures or something, just from maybe having more client, or maybe there's a coach that's like really freaking good. But I'd say if your goal is to grow in general, like more of like your gym, your facility, like you definitely need to just have more space, give more amenities and things like that. So I think that's what helped out.
So
we got to the point like where all of that just hit social media. Like we made videos on it. We did a whole brand new gym tour. And the funny part is this wasn't even like, I mean, along the way, this is like the weirdest stuff is we've always been big on social media. We've always done a lot of content, but TikTok, during those times when we were renovating and like putting up like literally, like we weren't even trying to put up like viral content on TikTok. We were just putting up like ads, like legit ads we would record. And we had 2 of them that literally went like viral, like all over like they went on like the For You page, like people kept seeing them. And I was like, it literally made no sense because the video was just meant to be like an ad. We thought maybe it would probably just, have a couple, 100 people look at it or something, but it got like thousands and thousands and thousands of views. And then a lot of people engaged, and they were all within the area. They were all within like our Mundelein, like Lake County area. And it brought a lot of attention during that time we were expanding. And it was honestly just the best, like, time it probably could have happened. Because we were like expanding and all that stuff. But in general, that was huge. That was that helped out a lot.
I believe, because like TikTok, I know it's like the other younger generation, and I would say this generation for fitness is in a boom where it's never seen before. Like the 80s had a gym boom with everybody wearing neon spandex, and there was it was a boom, but it's not like today where you have guys and girls both doing like serious workouts, where not just girls coming to the gym and just doing cardio or whatever. Like I've seen girls doing harder workouts than most guys at the gym today, and that's like the culture going forward, that these are 2 sides of potential customers that are taking the gym, very seriously. I can't think of a better time to be a gym owner. And I think maybe one of the big reasons is like you have that younger generations that's now really into the gym, and they see someone like yourself that looks, you still look very young yourself, and you're a gym owner. And that's probably really inspiring. Like, hey, how's this guy a gym owner? Because we all know, like, once you're like, the gym is your passion, your love, what's the next goal is to own a gym. Like every person that loves to work out wants to own their own gym. Like every alcoholic wants to own their own bar. I think Arnold said that, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's a thing, but I love that. Okay, so first let's do an official opening, because I know Steven's going to kill me. So let me just do an official opening, and we'll get right back to it. So
sure, of course.
Hey, welcome back to the Gym Owners Podcast. Today we have Gonz on with the Kage Gym. Welcome back, Gonz.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
All right, awesome. All right, so let's get back to talking to social media. Gonz has a gym where it basically exploded the last year. And from what we were just saying is, I think social media had a good portion to do that, with also expanding the location. So tell us, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, tell some gym owners that are maybe watching this that don't really dabble into social media, what you did to be successful, and what platforms to use. Should we use all of them? Is there one that we should really just more focus on?
Yeah, I would honestly say so. Just taking it all back from the beginning, right? We took over a existing gym that kind had already a pretty, I would say, they had a good following. They already had reviews. Probably weren't like, I would say, the best in terms of reputation in some accounts, but um, I would say the very first thing that caught my eyes in general, like when we were trying to take over that gym, was they already have a social media. I was already pretty big on social media for my own coaching account, and I knew just how big of an impact that made for me. So I could only assume how big of an impact that would have been for our gym rather than starting from scratch. So immediately, as soon as we were talking about acquiring the gym with the owner honestly didn't really care so much about the social media. Like he knew that he had a social media, but he wasn't necessarily like he didn't really care about keeping it, nor did he care about like somebody taking it. And so I just told him, okay, if we buy the gym, like we want social media. And he was like, okay. So he literally just gave us his password, username, everything. And we were like, wow, okay, that was easy. Great. So he gave it to us. We basically did from there is just rebranded it to the Kage Gym.
Right.
What we took over in the beginning was basically just the Instagram and the Facebook and the Google page. So all those things helped us so that we did not start completely from scratch. And it honestly helped us out a lot in the beginning because not only did people that were following us start seeing that this was going to be a different gym, because it already had previous followers that had already followed it for the original gym. So now they were kind of tuning in on what we were doing because we were posting a bunch of like uh just initial rehab videos about what we were doing with the gym and just our journey to becoming gym owners. So a lot of them kept seeing like, oh wow, this is really cool. Like I used to go to this gym, and a lot of them would tune in and be like, I want to come back. I want to go see what you guys did, blah blah blah. And so I think that really helped us in the beginning was documenting that and taking advantage of the existing social media that was there because we did not have to start completely from scratch. And I think that definitely helped a lot. And I think if any other gym owner is or gym wannabe owner is looking at either starting from scratch or acquiring like a pre-existing gym, I think that's a big pro that you could have if you are looking to start a gym is finding like an existing business already, finding an existing gym that already has a social or already has equipment inside of it so that you don't have to just come out of pocket for all those big expenses in the beginning, which helped us out a lot because and I'm very happy to say this, like 3 years into this gym owning, we are still debt free. Like we don't have any debt. We don't have any ginormous loans for equipment. And we don't have any investors that we have to pay back. So, and all we did was just buy out the current establishment that we had, which honestly, all we did was just buy the equipment. That's all we basically did in the beginning. We inherited like 10 members, but that was like, that was it really. Everything else was just like rehab over time and then just adding in small pieces of equipment we wanted to see in our gym over time. So everything that we have up until now is like 3 years in the making, you know? So, and it was just slowly over time. We just kept building, kept building, kept building. And I think the social media aspect of that in the beginning definitely helped out a lot so that we didn't start completely from scratch. But the biggest thing that we focused on is Instagram. I would probably say Instagram in the beginning and also Google ads. So we did a lot of Google, a lot of Instagram posting. We did start a TikTok for the page. That is something the gym owner did not have originally. So the TikTok we have right now was like from scratch. So that's something that we did create ourselves. But I would probably say our biggest driver in the beginning was the Instagram page because that already had followers on it that were in the area, like locals, and they were just seeing our documentation of our journey of us putting in the work with the gym, us making funny content like cringy videos. So all those things in general helped shape what we were like in the beginning, right? And over time, that's how people hit us up the most. I would say even to this day, people still use our Instagram I would say probably it's like 50-50, like Instagram versus calling. I'd say 50% of the people that still come to us to either buy a membership or to get a day pass, week pass, whatever, are still through social media, through Instagram, literally through Instagram.
Got
So,
it.
and then I would say the rest, now that we have a phone number, like they call the business or they Google us, stuff like that. But um, that played a huge role in the beginning. And I'd say like our strategy in the beginning was really just posting our documentation of what we were doing. It wasn't really anything super fancy. It was just something of showing the realness of what it is to have a gym and to own a gym and to do the work to put inside the gym in the beginning, right? And that's all our content was. And then we would just do common trends that were happening. Those were like more of like our cringier, funnier videos. But
Well, that's
yeah.
great.
So
Well,
like
don't sell yourself short. People are successful because they're willing to do the things that others aren't willing to do. And you guys hit the ground running when you first started, only have it starting with 10 members. And, my hat goes off to you guys. Cause I have gym owners that, been with us for a real long time, or even gym owners that may not be with us and just, you've had a gym for many, many years. And it's like, oh, I'm not starting a TikTok. I'm not doing. I think you are leaving out the younger generation is so involved with fitness. You're not touching these these potential customers. So
yes. Yeah.
what would you say like a gym, like exactly same scenario that you had? Let's say you didn't buy this gym and the owner was here. You have to make content. I don't care if you're only going to do it on one platform, but you have to make content. I don't care if you're just doing a 1 week a video of showing what this equipment is, how to use it, how it benefits you. There's got to be content that's on there because that's what drives your Google results. When people type in gyms near me, like you pop up, right? So what would you say to, like, let's say you didn't buy the gym, it was the exact same scenario, this guy had social media but he didn't. What advice would you to give to that person to start? Like, I know everything there's to do, like what you just said, but like what advice would you be like, hey, why don't you start out doing XYZ? What would you say?
Yeah, honestly, like if we didn't buy the gym and I was just helping out that original gym owner, the biggest thing I'd probably tell him to do is probably just have one of the kids that are already at his gym, because like his gym was filled with a bunch of teenagers, like, and ask them to just record and maybe pay them a little bit or give them a free membership to just have them start posting stuff for the gym. And that's the cool thing about having a gym, is that a lot of the community that you have in the beginning, they love your facility. They love the space. They love the environment. They're willing to do sometimes free work. Just if you if you give them a couple of protein shakes or give them a free membership or something. And a lot of them will, they'll come up with really good stuff. Like our guys for social media right now that help us, like they're like basically in-house, like they are members of the gym and they're younger than me. So like they just understand the trends. They understand how to make those things like a little bit better, like portraying them on a camera. So I would say they're pretty savvy with that kind of stuff. And so that's like the first thing that you could do, I feel like, in the beginning, to just get the ball rolling and just get content. I wouldn't focus on perfection. I would just focus on consistency. And if you can get like a reel out every day, even if like there's some days that like they're not as good, it's still going to portray your business like around that area to people that probably have never seen you before. So,
Sure.
And I always like to think of it this way: like every reel is a potential for like $1 million, literally, because you never know what you might post. It might literally blow off, and you might be like, "Why?" Because it literally makes no sense. But that's how the algorithm works sometimes. Like sometimes it works within your favor. Sometimes it feels like you're just not doing much. But the biggest thing you can do with that is just about it. Do that reel that hits, right? But most people never they're super inconsistent. They're posting one reel or maybe every other week. So it's like dropping a penny in like the ocean. It's like you can't, nothing's really going to come from that at the end of the day. So I think, yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. It's just consistency, and then hiring somebody, maybe a younger guy that's in your gym, just help you produce the content, and just basically just give them something on the back end too as well, right? So that'd probably be like the biggest thing I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of, I think you're going through a dead area. I think I love the idea of what you said. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I love the idea of what you said, your gym owners making videos, because I would say those would be your best videos since it's not work and they're doing it out of something they love and they love being there and it's their passion. I would put that video up against somebody that's getting paid to do a video because they're getting paid to work. I bet you those get your best results. That thinking about it, it's like they're making a video because they want to make a video. How better, like, how can you compete against somebody making a video because they have to make a video because they're getting paid to? Like there's no comparison there. So you're probably gonna get the best of the best. And like what you said, some of them were probably willing to do it just to make the video or for a free month membership or anything like that. They just want to be a part there. You have a gym that I see where everybody is treated like family. And I think if you have that type of member base, you have people that want to get involved with stuff. So if you're a gym owner that has a member base like that, you should take advantage of it. That's amazing. That's really good insight. Question for you. So let's say you're starting to post, because you guys are really good at social media, I would say. What is there a specific like software you currently use for like video editing, or do you just like open up Instagram, hit the play button, and just make a reel?
So like, I mean, for editing stuff, usually we just use CapCut. CapCut is like a very popular mobile phone editor, but it's honestly super easy to use. That's why a lot of I'd say content creators just use CapCut, but that is the one that I like personally using. That's the one I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's our social media guys also use as well. But realistically, I would say our videos are really simple. Sometimes, I mean, they might look like, I don't know, to somebody that like just like doesn't really know anything about editing. They might look more like thought out or like very well portrayed or something with the captions and all that stuff. But it's really not that hard to put captions on videos nowadays. It used to be like probably a couple of years ago, because you actually had to manually type out some of the captions and put the effects on there. But now every single like just basic editor has auto captions, and you can literally just make a video and it'll just portray your captions, and you can pick whatever font and all that stuff to make basically go with your brand, all that stuff, and that's all we really add. We add just captions and like our little logo to the video. That's it. So it's pretty basic editing. I'd say majority of our videos are really just captivating either like the member or like the interview that we do. We do a lot of interviews on our page. So like we interview a lot of the members. We ask them how they like the gym. If there's new members, what they, like what kind of led them to come here. Ultimately, the kinds of videos we have on there are meant to be more for the people that are within the area that are maybe thinking twice about coming here. Because what we want to do is we want to showcase that our environment actually, one, they truly care, but they really like the gym, and I feel like if people hear about this and they see, oh, it's other people that have been here and it's new people all the time that say like our gym is really good, it'll help that other person make that decision, right? The one that hasn't been to our gym yet. And so it helps them. That's honestly, I feel like the biggest thing that we like to portray on our videos is just letting people know that, hey, we're a cool gym. We got some cool people here. Like, come on by and come check us out.
Nice.
And then I would say the other thing is like, sometimes we just put funny content, like relatable content on there too, that just honestly just gets more reach. but that more reach also helps more eyeballs come to the page, which over time will
Sure.
help with more people. So I would say that's kind of like how our social media is set up. But we don't really fix what's not broken. Like we've been doing a lot of those interview videos since the very beginning, and we still do them now. So they still work. A lot of them get engagement, and a lot of them trigger like uh, just more people from those people that we interview from their circle to come to our social media. So all of those little circles kind of intertwine over time, and yeah, they just more reach in general, right? It's more of that organic reach. But
Yep.
yeah, I would say yeah, that's probably
Do
like
you
the
have
biggest thing.
do you have like a set number of like, okay, like when you come up with video ideas, do you all meet together? Do you focus on like, okay, we're gonna do like how many hours a week would you say you guys, if you do that, will like get together with video ideas, or is it more of like spur of the moment that with a video?
So right now we do have a social media guy that does like he works out at the gym. He's the one
Hmm.
that's responsible now for like thinking of ideas or different skits or different kinds of things that we do. Um, so he kind of does that now. But I would say we have a base layer of already like ideas that we can just do in general. Like for example, like the interview style videos of where we ask a member like, hey, what's your name, how long have you been coming here, how'd you hear about the gym, and do you like the gym? Like those are just basic interview questions that we just have on repeat. And those are just that's like honestly very easy content we can do anytime. You know what I'm saying? So we do have those for the occasion of like maybe we can't think of a certain idea or something. We just do those like the ones that work. But we
Sure.
have multiple of those. Like it's not just the interview style videos. Sometimes we might have another interview, or sometimes we have another like walk through of the gym that we do. Sometimes we showcase like a piece of equipment. Like we were doing a lot of like things our gym has that your gym hasn't. That was a skit that we had for literally all the pieces of equipment that we have at the gym. So and that series did very well too. There was a lot of people that just really liked some of the pieces that we had, some of the unique old school pieces we had. So that did very well for reach as well. But I would say, yeah, that's kind of like how it is, right? Like right now we do have somebody that works on those ideas, but I mean we always have like a base layer of content that we can just do if for some reason we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. Because I know some places they treat it almost like a writers' room meeting where like somebody come up with an idea and then somebody be like, oh, what if we add like that one thing? Like for example, if I was like, hey, let's set up a new series called How Not to Gym, and it's supposed to be a funny thing of like how not to do something, and then we show you the right way. Like for example, someone's posing in the bathroom and someone walks in, no, 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 and then you like for example, you guys just started a new posing room. You go to the
yeah.
posing room and you say, this is the posing room that you would use. I don't know, something like that. And then someone goes, that
Yeah.
would be great, but let's do it this way. And then you end up having a really great video because you had a meeting of the minds and really, I don't know, like, is that something like you guys have done before? Would you suggest something like that? But obviously if there's time.
Like what do you mean? Like doing like more spontaneous content or something?
No, just like so let's say you're when coming up for ideas, like some places don't, I know some gym owners will say, well, I'm so busy, I don't have a lot of time. Okay, let's designate some time like one day out of the week where me, my social media guy, and maybe the manager of the gym will all sit together. They'll pitch the ideas, and then we can either add on to them or change them a little bit, and then those are the ideas
Okay.
that end up getting shipped out. Just so you're not having one person just come up with ideas. You're still involved a little bit, but sometimes,
Yes.
like even a writers' room meeting for TV shows, it's not just one person that will write. It's a room with everybody because they'll pitch something and then another writer will go, yeah, let's do it this way, and then you end up having a really funny scene. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. So that is very huge. Yeah, I would say in the beginning we did do that a lot. Like usually before we got into like recording content. Some days like we would just kind of go out and sometimes take like a little walk around like our little commercial space and just think of like a different ideas. So like, hey, like maybe this honestly, the best way you can get really cool ideas is just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. Like just scroll a little bit, like maybe like 10, 15 minutes. You should get a good base level of things that are trending right now within the gym space. And you should be able to think of a couple things you can replicate or do better. Because there's a lot of content right now that like it's almost like the same thing. Somebody else is just saying it. But the cool thing that you can do is you can give it your own twist, right? Like
I would, yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's one thing that we try to do sometimes is if we see a common trend, do it, but we try to just put our own twist to it and just make it a little different, right? So that way you don't have to like completely copy. But at the end of the day, I mean, like there's I know there's people that just copy content and they also get videos that pop up very well. So it's just a matter. It's like I think it's like a free market here. You know what I mean? Like I'd say you're better off posting it than not doing anything at all, even if it is like slightly copied. Like I think you're still going to get more eyeballs and you're still going to get the ball rolling, right? Because I do know there's a lot of perfectionists that try to like just make everything look really good and they want it to come a certain way. But it's like, but if all that perfection is just helping you do like one video a week, that's not going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I'd much rather just not be as perfect, but I mean, still quality slightly, you know, but it's just, we just get more quantity, right? Like we get better quantity out and we're able to replicate it. So, yeah, at the end of the day, though, it just depends on like what makes content better for you or more fun for you, right? I would say as a business owner, I mean, if you're trying to make money out of it and you're trying to get more people to come to your gym, it's definitely going to be quantity. Like you need quantity. And at some point, as you get, you know, more funds or more people, maybe just increase the quality by just getting better videographers, better editing, you know, things like that. But I'd say in the beginning, like, yeah, just getting your phone up and recording, like, I think that's probably the best content you can do. You know, like most people have, I would say, like pretty decent cameras, right? Like on their like iPhones and stuff. Like that's all you really need in the beginning, I feel like. So, but yeah, it's definitely
there's YouTube channels that are millions of subscribers where they was just started with a phone camera, you know? So that's so pretty much focus on the trends because that's what's already at the top of the algorithm right there. But put your own twist on it with whatever business you have or your style. And I don't even take that as copying. That's just like what's popular right now that you see in the trends. Week after week, you see a new style of video of people saying that, like, oh, suspect last seen at whatever. There's like thousands of those videos that I see on there. So there's always different trends every week, and you hit the nail on the head. Put your own twist on it and pray to the algorithm gods that you get pushed to the For You page, I guess, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the one thing that I guess like, you know, kind of going into that, right? Like, I think the algorithm is just something that is very random. There's a lot of gurus out there that try to like work and tell you what's working. I honestly just, at this point of doing social media for like forever now, I feel like I think it's just a matter of consistency. I think at some point, if you're super consistent with the content you post out, at some point you're going to get something that hits. Once you find that thing that hits for you, you just replicate it and you keep replicating it. And maybe you end up putting your own twist to it, or maybe you add certain things that like a catch line that people know you for now, right? I think that's a very big way people can go viral. That's how most people know somebody from like a viral clip, right? Like they know that that's their tagline or that's what they said that made them go viral and now they're a meme, right? And so I think that's a very big thing. I think if more gyms are trying to go viral, like if you're going to make content, maybe add something like that. Maybe add like some kind of ad lib or some kind of like saying that you always say at the end of your videos or something people know you for. So I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a saying. It could also just be an action that you do in the video. Like it could be like a thumbs up. It could be like you know, like maybe you have like a funny hat that you always wear,
Your own
and
signature.
that's just the thing. Yeah, or a signature. Yeah,
Yeah, like
exactly, like
you're
a
like
signature.
that's your known for signature on every video that you do. Like the
Yes.
you know Eric Kavinsky, the now he has a YouTube channel scaling up catches or whatnot. He used to do pranks, and now he does like
Yes. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing where
Yeah.
he can,
Yeah.
so you know his key signature,
Yeah.
straight to jail, and that's
Yeah. Yeah.
perfect. So, have your own signature. I love it. And that's the I've heard that so many times. Be consistent to grow your social media, and like is it really important to have a like I know some of these platforms will have a scheduler, or you can get an app that's a schedule that will automatically push out the videos at the exact same time or something like that. Is that something that you would recommend or something that you do?
So we don't do that. We just, like I said, we just pay somebody like that's part of like our gym that he's like he thinks of the ideas, but he also is responsible for posting them. So
Okay.
so yeah, I guess if you don't have someone like that that posts for you and stuff like that on all your socials, then I would say an app like that would probably be really cool to have. Um, I just find it to be like, I don't know. It depends. If you already have all the content done, like you have
Right.
30 videos or something that are just like ready to be scheduled out, that's cool because then you can just put them all on there and bam. Like, yeah, you can just wait, right? But you're going to have another day where you kind of do all those videos again and maybe put them on that app. We just pay somebody to kind of just do them as the week goes by. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
does he try to release the videos like on the same date at the same time? You know, like some uh, uh, content creators will always say, we'll have a video on Friday at 3 o'clock, always uploaded. Like, do you do that, or it's just when it comes up, it comes up?
I'd probably say the timing, like the time that it comes on a day, is probably going to be always like around afternoon.
Mhm.
But I would say like the day, our schedule, usually we try to post right now like about 3 to 4 times a week. Um, and I would probably say it's going to be during the day. So, or sorry, during like the beginning of the week. So we have usually like two, maybe three videos like during like the middle of the week, and then we have like maybe one or two around like the end of the week. So like the weekend, you know. But I'd say as far as timing goes, we just try to get usually like in the afternoon, so like around like 4 or 5 p.m. That's usually when people are done out of work. They're maybe scrolling on more through your social media, so it just tends to be like a better time. But you could also post during lunchtime too for people. People are all on their phones during lunchtime. Um, you can post during morning time. Honestly, I don't think the timing really matters. I think it's just a matter of you doing it consistently. So whether it's at 5 or 6 p.m., like even if you decided to post that day in the morning, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Over the day, like you are still going to get more views and more reach in general. So yeah, that's I would say that's how our schedule works. But yeah.
Got it. Okay. Was there like a specific video that you guys did that you like, or a certain type of content that you know definitely didn't work and you know to stay away from? You know what I mean?
Definitely didn't work. Definitely didn't work. Hmm.
Or something that where you thought was going to be good and you were like, okay, that didn't end up good. Let's not do that again, or that style of content or anything like that. Or it could be anything that worked. Maybe you tried doing something else and it just didn't work for whatever reason, and you thought you had high hopes of it bringing more people into the business or something.
I think, yeah, thinking about something that didn't work with social media, I don't think there was anything that didn't work because I still, like I said, I still believe that even if it was like a video that didn't get as many views or as much interaction, it still got something, you know? So like I don't think there was any of them that like I would say that like, oh my God, we're gonna stay away from. Um any videos that we still do, any of the skits that we still do, there's still things that we do now. I would say that the biggest things that we don't do as much now are trends. Like we don't really do as many trendy like TikTok videos as much as we did in the beginning. In the beginning, we just did them because like they would just get more reach, and I would say like just to get more eyeballs in the beginning, that's why we did it a lot. But I'd say as you kind of just keep getting that reach, you probably don't have to do them as much. You know, if you don't like if you don't like the whole cringy, um, you know, type of videos like that, uh, but that's not necessarily because it's not necessarily because they did bad or anything. I just think it's just because we just don't really need to do them as much anymore, and we just
Yeah.
So, but that thing, but I don't think they're bad. I think any type of content you decide to make has a use case. I think in the beginning there is going to be a very big experimentation phase, and you're just going to have to see what works and doesn't. But I don't think that's necessarily bad. You're going to know what's bad depending on how much reach you get, probably sometimes, right? I'd say actually, if there is one thing that you should probably stay away from within gym content is probably just going to be like things that are going to get you like shadow banned. You know, there are some things that the algorithm just does not support, and some of those touchy subjects can literally be things with like nutrition or things with like obesity or fat loss or fat shaming. Sometimes obviously like things like what is it, like pharmaceuticals or like drugs, things like that. Sometimes that, like depending on the kind of subject you're touching on, it might get shadow banned. But that's just, or swearing. You know, if you're like
Right.
sometimes swearing way too much or something like that might also just flag you, and you might not get as many views on something. But most of those, like you should see pretty early on. Like you're gonna see, okay, this video literally got like 2 views. So
Wow.
if you get videos like that, then yeah, you're definitely something in that video triggered something within the algorithm that caused you to just get shadow banned for that video. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that video did not work. You could also try reposting it at a later time, and then you could see if the algo flags it again or not. So you can repost old content. That is one thing that I've learned is you can repost old videos that did really good, and they'll probably get really good reach again. Same thing with really bad videos. If you post them again and they do really bad, I mean, it's pretty consistent, I would say. The algorithm is consistent in the sense that it likes what it likes. So if you know there's something that you did that did really good, try to do it again later on, or repost the same exact video with like a different caption another time, and it'll probably do good again.
Well, perfect case, like, YouTube tried to do their own version of Reels. It's called, Shorts, and you have a whole library of all these Instagram Reels that you've had from years back. Why not upload some videos that could stay relevant today and get more views? I don't see any issue with that either.
Yeah, I think that was huge. I think that's another thing that we did is like we basically just we basically also used our other platforms like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Shorts, and we would just repost all our old videos. That's all we did. So like, and the cool thing is that you'll start to see this too, is that what did good on one social media algorithm will probably do as good on another social media algorithm. So they all these algorithms are basically the same to a degree. And if anything, if something did really good for you on Instagram, more times likely than not, it'll probably do 10 times as good on TikTok. TikTok, wow. You're just able to get like way more views, way more interaction. Like views on TikTok are very easy to get as long as you understand their algorithm. And if you probably did something that did really good on Instagram, you'll probably get way more views on TikTok by just reposting the same video. You just kind of have to be smart with reposting similar videos sometimes, because you are going to see sometimes that some of the like recent videos or like newer videos, like sometimes they might not do as good if you post them like back to back. You might have to wait like a day or two to like post them. So, because sometimes like they might flag it if you try to post them like at the same exact time, and you might not just get as many views. So I'd always wait to like post them maybe like a day in advance or something like that. But Yeah, that is one thing I've seen is that if you do have a video that did really good, you could just post it on all the other platforms and they'll probably do just as good and you'll probably get more reach. Um, but yeah.
What are your thoughts on, like, this is like a, I wouldn't say controversial, but like everybody's either one way or the other on this. As a gym owner, what are your thoughts on members like filming their own content in your gym? I know some gym owners love it because they'll put signs all over the gym. So this, at least there, if that, let's say that person has 50,000 followers, they know that that person's working out at the Kage Gym, and you're getting free promotion that way. But what's your thoughts on letting members film their own workouts at the gym?
I honestly think it's really helpful. I think that we cater to those people. We actually have tripods at our gym. Like we rent them out from like our front office. So I would say we're pretty pro social media. Um, but I also say that like we don't have, I mean, we have people that record. We have people that use them, but most of them are just kind of using it to like, because we have a posing room. So they kind of just go in there and then they just take pictures of their physique and stuff. But I would say we don't have like a ton of crazy like content producers. So I think it's never been really a huge issue for us. But I would say we're pretty supportive in that sense still. Like if somebody wants to use the tripod to record their set or whatever, we haven't really seen too many issues with it. So I would say for us, we're still pretty pro about it. I think it definitely drives the needle forward with just having them expose the gym more and like tagging the gym. And, I think all that kind of goes hand in hand with just increasing more exposure into the gym, right? So I do think that it is a plus. But I have heard from other gym owners in our area that are, they have tons of social media influencers at their gym and their whole gym is like just full of tripods everywhere, which I can see how that would get kind of, you know, annoying if you're just someone there that just wants to lift.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have seen it before when I've traveled to other gyms too. And so I can't see how that can be kind of annoying and just kind of in the way of other members and maybe cause complaints and stuff like that. So I do understand that, right? If you are our gym that has a ton of them, like maybe you should have some rules maybe set aside for, maybe certain hours where people can record or things like that, right? But I'd say in general, for us, I'd say we're still pretty pro about it just because we haven't really seen too many issues from it. So, but yeah.
Yeah. And you're a 24/7 gym, so you have that ability. Like what you just said, I get it. Somebody just wants to go to the gym and lift, but if you're a 24/7 gym, just say, hey, we're pro. We just want you to, like, on prime time when everyone's getting off work, we would like it if you could designate, if you're going to come do content creation, please come at a time where the gym isn't as busy because we're not a 20,000 square foot facility. It's 24/7. So if you want nobody in your video, come at 1 a.m. and video all you want after 6 o'clock or something like that. Just try not to end up on a Joey Swole video, whatever.
No, exactly.
Or maybe if you think all publicity is good, but
I definitely do. I mean, those Joey Swole videos, I mean, as much as like the guy is, like portraying like very good gym culture and everything and all about that, like you're still driving publicity to that person, whoever it is that you tag. And the guy has millions of followers. So even people that maybe might not necessarily agree with what happened in that video, they're still following that other person he tagged. They're still going to get views. They're still going to get eyeballs. Maybe sometimes for not the right reasons, but at the end of the day, like you're still getting views from it, So like, and not only that, but
you have the opportunity to show that this is a good gym. We kicked that person out, and because he says, hey, this gym did the right thing, please show their love to this. So at the end, it is an opportunity. Like maybe it would be. I could see gyms probably rage baiting to be on a Joey Soul video to get that publicity.
I'm pretty sure that's happened too. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do that now. And Joey Swole just has to like go through the videos that like are fake versus the ones that are real.
Oh God. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know that. Thank you a lot of your time. I just want one last question. and
Mhm.
I'll end it on there, or I'll bring up any other topics you want to talk about off social
Sure.
media. But out of the gym owners that are doing social media, because you're on there, you see what other people are doing. What would you see is like the most common mistake people that are trying to do social media but do something wrong? Like what would you say is like the number one thing that you see that is just don't skip this idea of doing that,
Um,
if there is any?
so basically, just to kind of summarize what you said like what most gym owners do wrong with social media.
If you see like somebody trying to do social media that isn't, and then like is well, I won't just say if I'll just not put it towards a person. Is there any social media that you see where you would just try to, like, what mistakes would you see? If you have seen other gym owners making mistakes on social media, what would you avoid? Um, what would those mistakes be, and how would you avoid them?
Okay. Um, I'd say the biggest mistakes that I've seen from looking at other gym owners, like just gym pages in general, and I think
Right.
a lot of these local gyms, when I've traveled, I've seen them and I've seen their socials, because here's the thing, right? When I go traveling somewhere, I want to go to like a gym that kind of resembles the gym that we have. So I really like local gyms. I don't really like going to commercial gyms. And every time I travel, I always see the local gyms, their social medias are just one, I have no idea where the equipment is. Like, there's no equipment on there. There's just promotions, like just promotions of like, hey, come try us out for a free week. Hey, this is the gym here. Like, this is the ad. Like, there's nothing that showcases the entirety of the gym. What's going on? There's no reels or videos, like rarely, or there's like some personal training going on or something, but it's like you're not really selling what you have, you know? And so I think that as a consumer, I can't really see what's going on there. And if I can't really see within like the first 5 seconds, I'm going to a different gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I think that the biggest thing I see is like the way that their social media is set up. It's just not it's not like eye candy, right? To the viewer, to the consumer. You should showcase your equipment. You should have videos on there showcasing maybe your community. You should have videos, maybe like a montage of like people working out at your gym. Um, all those things I think are things people see when they're traveling or when they're looking for a new gym. Of, oh, okay, this is somewhere I want to be. Like, this is cool. They got this. Okay, great. I'm going. You know what I mean? And then just having
Yep.
like a seamless way of getting somebody to sign up. So for us, that's like putting a link on our bio, literally right there. As soon as you click on it, bam, day pass, or you can get a membership, whichever. So it gets you to know, and then immediately, as soon as they pay for it, they know what they have to do because they get a little reminder saying, "Hey, come into the gym during this time," and then, bam, they get set up. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I could see as a consumer of, because I also love to go to other local gyms and see what they got, and I love to train in different environments like that. So for me, that's probably been one of the most frustrating things is that I just, some of the local gyms, like, it just looks like they don't really care about their social media. It's just something that they're like, just throwing in a promotion, throwing in here,
Yeah.
like a little picture, a little picture ad or something. And yeah, and I think that
That's a
doesn't.
perfect answer. That's a
Yeah,
perfect answer. They're just showcasing promotions and specials, but not the reason why I would want to take advantage of those promotions and specials. They're not showing the value of what you get. Like any transaction, I don't care if it's a gym or anything, if you're going to ask somebody to buy something, I'm not giving up my money unless I see there's value of me handing over my legal tender to get this. If there's no perceived value, why am I going to give you my money? Just
exactly.
as so
Yeah.
that was perfect answer. And I also love that you're always checking out other gyms. You should always be doing that. I don't care how long you've been in business, especially the owners that have been in here 20 years. Times change, and you have to see that you may walk into a gym and see something going crazy and be like, wow, I should put one of that in my gym. You're not going to get these ideas if you don't travel around and go into other gyms and check them out.
Yep. That's something I love to do. But I mean, I love going to the gym in general. So whenever I go travel or do anything, um, that is something I love checking out what other gyms are in the area. And I always go to local gyms, and that is one huge thing that I do is I always see what they have. Like I always see what cool thing that we could do better for our gym or incorporate to our gym and or make better. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that helps a lot. It's just traveling and just seeing what's out there because you never know. Like you may think you're hot shit, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like you travel to another state and it's like you see this gym doing it way better than you're doing it. And then there's
Yep.
a reason why, right? There's a reason why. It's because their systems or the things that they have in place are just working better, right? And so I think a lot of that has to set a fire in just kind of like in your ass just to kind of like get going, you know, like, okay, I need to do this better. I need to do this. And, you know, it's social media is hard in that aspect, right? And I understand why some of these like older school gyms, older school owners probably don't pay attention to my social media because they didn't grow up in it, you know, they didn't like see it as something beneficial or they just didn't see it like just boom out of nowhere and now they're just kind of behind, right? But that's the thing about business is that it just you can't be ignorant to this kind of stuff. You just kind of have to start doing, or else you go out of business. And that's what I see a lot of local gyms kind of going through, right? And just it's literally just those small things. And I'm very happy that we were able to be in a position where we were young, where we are young, and actually have the things that we know and apply them to almost like this new age business. Um, in like our old school demographic. So we are like an old school gym, but like we apply the new age tactics to kind of
Get the
bring
new
the business
customers,
together.
the younger generation.
Exactly. And I think that's why it's worked so well is just we just understand it a little bit better. I think that's about it. I can't say I'm an expert by any means, or like, you know, we can't say we're experts at any means. We just know that the consistency of doing it will ultimately make us better. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's how we
Well,
go
you know the
into it every
difference
day.
of doing it and have seen the value of doing it rather than if you're not doing social media, the only way you're going to get people into your gym is the sign on the side of your building if you're not online, you know? And you're missing out on so many potential customers if that's the only way that you're doing business. You better be right next to a Walmart because you're not that's the only way you're going to get sales of that foot traffic that come over, but that's not good anymore. You need to have a website, you have to have Facebook, you have to have Instagram, you need to because this new generation doesn't even like to call people anymore. So
Yeah.
going from because it's all about guests. How do you get your guests, turning that guest to an appointment or having them come to the facility, and then it goes from coming to facility. What do you do on your tour to show the value of your club? And then closing the account. And if you can't do that in person, the only other way to do it is online, which it used to be a very small number. It used to be 5% of your sales were online sales. Now it's double digits and some. There's some people that don't even have employees at their location anymore, and it's only online sales. So if you're going to have online sales, boy, that process better be fast and swift because your gym, you have pro gym people that go there, but you know sometimes there's people that just like, oh, it's January, I need to go to a gym to possibly sign up. And those people, I say it time and time again, a lot of those people will look for any excuse not to sign up to feel good about not signing up. So is there any like we talked about social media, but how when somebody walks through your door, maybe real briefly before we end this, talk about your meet and greet. Do you give a tour of the facility? Go through your process. Now you've got the person from social media. They came to check out your club. Take it off.
Yeah. So typically what we do is as soon as they come into the club, we greet them. Hey, how's it going? You know, how'd you hear about the gym? What's your name? All that stuff. Just kind of get to see what they're looking for. And then after that, we would take him immediately through the club. So we just show him the front entrance, show him through like our leg room, our posing room, everything. We just highlight literally everything that we have. And then we just take him through a whole walk around of everything. Once I'm done taking him through the walk around, I ask them, hey, is there anything specific you're looking for in a gym? And then that's usually when I can tell, okay, are they a beginner? Are they somebody that just is looking for one specific thing, right? That's like maybe more of like a pro, or maybe they're just like, maybe they're just looking for training. You know what I mean? So I can gather all of that by just asking them that one question. It's just, what are you looking for in the gym? As soon as they tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. So, you're basically looking for this, blah, blah, blah. I kind of go into, okay, this is probably something you could do. And I also ask them, like, hey, is today the day that you're going to work out? Like, are you going to work out today? If they say yes, I'm like, great. Like, what are you training? And then if they tell me chest, back, whatever, I tell them my favorite piece that I like. And I basically just kind of tell them, hey, look, this is a back machine. This will help you trigger your inner back. You'll feel it. Try to really feel it with these handles. And man, they're off to the races. They love it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that alone really sets people up to just like get excited for what they're about to do, for being inducted inside the gym. And then we always like to give them like little like free day passes for like to give out to like their friends or like their family. We have stickers at the front desk too of like the panda. We give them stickers because they like them. And then I think adding all to that, it really increases like the lifetime value of that client, right? Or like the member, like that initial first reaction, that response that you get of making them feel like community, a friend, like they love that, and they'll remember that, and then they'll tell their other friends about it, and then they'll come back. So I do think that that's something that we've helped that we've developed really well over the years. It's just getting that initial person, doesn't matter who they are, getting them to really understand the community that we have here,
Nice.
And then just showing them everything that we have.
Well, why I like doing what you just said is because as soon as somebody comes in, they see salesperson, and then by doing what you just did, hey, this is my favorite machine, this is how it's going to work here, you immediately switch from salesperson to like, oh, this person's really passionate about here, and he's teaching me something that I possibly didn't know. And no longer are they value showing you as a salesperson. People listen to people that are passionate about something, or that are teachers that are teaching something. So I love that you do that. That probably makes the biggest difference in the world, you doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's something I always try to highlight, and I always try to tell the guys too, our front desk workers, to just because they lift too. All our front desk workers, they use the gym, they lift, like, and so I try to tell them like do the same exact thing, like literally just whatever thing that you're passionate about doing, because all of them love to lift, like show them that as they come through the door, show them the things that you do. Talk about what they do, right? Like talk about the things that make them happy about going to the gym. And I think all those things are very good ways to just kick off conversation, kick off more rapport. And a lot of them end up like feeling like, like family, like friends, like there's somebody that like, shoot, like they almost feel like they found their place, right? And I do think that's something huge, is the community aspect. And I think that's something we've done very well, is just encapsulating that community aspect. But yeah, I would say that's going to be the biggest thing. Another big reason why a local gym stays in business is just having an environment and a community that is just about something, right? I think that's what makes your membership base strong. So I think we've done a good job at doing it that way.
Well, you also hit the mark on the head where you said this person may need training, whereas I could guarantee you 9 times out of 10, if somebody goes to the gym, that person that's working at the gym isn't going to even try to sell them training. They're just more worried about, oh, I hope this person buys a membership, where that's not may always be the case. A simple question of, what was the last gym you were a member of? Oh, I've been a member of 6 different gyms. Well, obviously this person's been a member of 6 different gyms for years, and he's still at that same point with a goal that he hasn't gotten to. Immediately my mind would go, okay, on this tour, I'm going to start talking about training and the benefits of that. So this way we can get him to the results he's been finally looking for in the least amount of time possible. love that you do that because nobody does that anymore. What would you say your like out of 10 people that walk into the gym, how many would you say that you end up getting hooked on or getting to do training?
Honestly, it depends. 'Cause like I said, our demographic usually is younger. So, I would probably say the younger guys, there's probably not that many, just because a lot of them are just looking for a gym or just start working out with their friends. But I would say the like 30 and up crowd that we are
That's the
starting
gold
this.
standard, my friend. 3 out of
Yeah.
10 memberships. If you know your stuff, if 3 out of 10 membership have CPT attached to the new membership sales unit, so you're right on the mark.
So I definitely do think that was like for more of those members, like they definitely come into it within that mindset. Like they're more looking at like understanding how to do it. But a lot of the times, like I can know exactly if they're looking for training by me asking them like, okay, like what are you looking for in the gym? And most of the time, like if they haven't done it successfully before or they don't really know what's going on or how to use the machines, like a lot of them will just be like, I honestly don't know how to do the machines. So or if they come out basically just telling you like, hey, I'm pretty much new at this. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, okay, well that's perfect, we also do personal training here as well. So then I kind of just go into like what they're trying to do, if they have any goals, and then from there just try to pair them up with like a consultation. So that's probably, I would say, like my bread and butter when it comes to that. But yeah, I would say that's usually like our demographic that kind of would steer more towards PT. Every once in a while, we do get some younger guys now that want to do more bodybuilding stuff. Like a lot of them want to do like a show or they want to get like ripped and stuff like that. But a lot of them are just more, we kind of like steer them more towards like online coaching because we also do online coaching here. We don't just do PT. So for online coaching, we teach them about their diet. We give them like a training plan. So it's almost like hands off PT, right? So we don't have to necessarily be there. They're just responsible for doing the plan. And then over time, they just check in weekly. So that is another, like, I guess, source of revenue that we have done now with like the trainers that we have here. We teach them how to be online coaches too. So that also helps out a lot too as well. But
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And that also, if you're an online coach, like you better know social media. That's literally, you're an online coach. You better get those people that get results. Make sure you get those before pictures. So this way you could show them that you're signing up with you works. But yeah, absolutely. Do you guys take advantage of that? I think last time I showed you the new member usage report where it shows like everybody that has signed up in the past 30 days and it'll categorize them from green, yellow, red. Green means they're using the gym. You don't have to bother them. But anybody that's red or yellow basically hasn't even came to the gym since sign up. And these are people to try to set them up with orientations.
I think I've seen it before, but honestly, I still have to play around with it. But I did kind of glance over it. I think it was like a little bit ago, but yeah, I haven't really used it too much. But yeah, that would be huge so that we could go back and like start looking at some of the people that aren't using it, and just getting them to come in. No, that would be, yeah, we definitely need to use it.
I'll show you when we end it. It's basically, like the global search bar at the top, just type in new member usage report. And this pretty much, it's a cheat sheet for anybody that does personal training there, because I know all the gyms that I used to work out, a lot of the trainers be like, oh, I don't want to bother people while they're working out. I don't like, I don't want to be that type of trainer. Well, great. Here's literally a cheat sheet of everybody that signed up the past 30 days, shows you who's not using it. Let's call these people up for 2 reasons. Yes, possible personal training client, but 2, these people are going to cancel in a couple of months because they're just paying for something they're not using. So you get, even if you don't sell the PT, even if you only did, if that person only showed up for an orientation, that person is probably going to last twice as long as if you never got a hold of them or did an orientation. So,
yep.
All right. Well, Gonz, thank you so much for your time today. Let's come back soon. We'll catch back up, and please let us know if next time, are you any plans to expand or anything like that at the gym? maybe open up another location now that you did expand?
Honestly, I think this is year 4 now, I guess. I think heading into year 4. We are definitely gonna probably start looking for just more equipment in general that we can start like putting into like our existing gym. Um, Basically like upgrading some stuff, and then also adding in just more like I would say like prime tier equipment, right? Because over the years we've done a lot of old school stuff, and now just recently we just have more funds basically to just put more towards really nicer equipment, which we've wanted for a while. We recently got like a pendulum squat from like Jim Lico, and that got put in. That's been a piece that everyone's been asking for us since we started the gym, honestly. So
Wow.
I honestly, it's a freaking awesome piece, and I'm super happy we were able to finally have it in the gym. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be looking at more like plate loaded stuff that we could get from like better brands and stuff. But I would say in general, one thing we're gonna start doing this year too is we have to open back up our storage unit, because we're gonna start accumulating more equipment, more used equipment and stuff like that, so that when we do find a second space and or bigger location, we still don't know yet. We either might make a second one, or we might just move and get a bigger location. Um, so it's just, but at the end of the day, like regardless, the plan stays the same. We're going to start accumulating more equipment that we can put in a storage unit, so that when it does come time to either move or get a second location, we have equipment, and all we have
Right
to do
there.
now is just put it in there. The last thing I want to do is take out a loan or get an investor, or you know what I mean. Just I don't. I think that'll be last case scenario.
Yeah.
I'd rather just start slow and steady, and then just like keep the equity that we have within the business. But that's at least like the biggest thing that this year prioritizing. I'd say like the biggest thing is making a couple more remodels to the gym, to our current gym, making it look better, nicer, adding in better pieces, and then honestly, if possible, making it like an even bigger year than what we had this last year, both in PT for personal training. So just keep adding on more to the team, and keep getting more leads and stuff like that. But also just like increasing more membership base and seeing like what our cap truly is with the space that we have, because I still don't think we have the cap. Yes, our membership has grown. Like our membership base is like the biggest it's ever been right now, but I still don't think we're at a limit, like a capacity for the members that we have. So I still do think we have a little bit ways to go for us to really reach that limit. So yeah, year 4 will definitely just be testing that limit and seeing where that might be. You know what I mean? But yeah, more than anything,
It's
I
harder for
think
you
that's the
because your
thing.
members actually use the gym, where like another gym your size that's just like a regular family, not not like you have like real deal people that go every single day all the time. That's harder than just a place that just opens up and says, "Oh, we're a gym, family friendly." Those people can 2x the members, then, because I would say 70% of that member base probably doesn't even go where your members use the gym.
Yep. So yeah, that is the one thing. Yeah, our members do use the gym a little bit more, but you'd be surprised. We still have some people that like, we still get the people that sign up and like don't ever come, like from like they just come in
Monthly
like maybe the first
donations.
week. Yeah, literally. So we have started seeing that more, just as we've gotten just more signups in general. I think it's just
Yeah.
bound to happen. But I will say, like, yeah, I'd say our regulars stay our regulars, and then like more of them become more regulars if they have more time. But yeah, I definitely do think that. But like I said, I still think we have a good ways to grow before we reach like a limit to the square footage that we have. So, but
Well, you mentioned you're going to get a storage facility to put new equipment and update the equipment. This, I swear, this is the last question and we'll end it. But that's a very, very, very good point. How do gyms know which pieces of equipment to go in? Would you suggest, like, since you do have a good social media following and all your members pretty much follow you, should you have your members put it to a vote, or do you just say like, nope, it's my gym, I'm going to pick this, and because I want that?
so I would say now
It's been a mixture of asking our community for what kind of equipment they want to see now. In the beginning, it was just stuff we wanted.
Yeah.
It was just stuff me and Omar wanted to like just play around with in the gym, and just stuff that we wanted to have. And I would say we picked pretty good stuff. I mean, we come from like bodybuilding esque background in terms of training and working out. Like that's the stuff we like. And so a lot of the old school equipment we inherited was awesome, but we just wanted more. Like we wanted more. And I'd say like when we first started accumulating equipment, we found like a really good supplier in the area, and we would use Facebook Marketplace all the time. You'd be surprised how many pieces are on Facebook Marketplace that people just get rid of that are like worth like thousands, but they're like literally like just they just sell them for like a couple $100 sometimes, you know, or sometimes like just for pennies on the dollar, right? And that's how we accumulated a lot of our equipment, is just from those like sales from Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and then sometimes our resellers in the area that just buy like liquidated equipment, and we just buy them for same thing, like a pretty good price. So that's how we've accumulated. I would say for the second location or for the upgrade, we'll probably still buy like the same things that we've been getting. It'll just be, I would say, probably just like a little bit more of the same stuff. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna like change up most of the stuff, because our design, I think, works. I think our equipment, even though some of the stuff is like more old school, people still use it. People still love it. They love the way it feels. And a lot of like the younger demographic people that we've been able to attract to the gym, like they also love it. And they're using machines that are like from the freaking 80s, you know, and like 90s. And they love it. They love the way it feels, you know. So I
That
think
old chain driven stuff is like sought after right now. The old school stuff.
That is I've seen that. Now some of these like used equipment dealers, like they sell them for like $5 or $6 or something for like just one machine. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so you might have to just get savvy about buying some of those. But I'd say on Facebook Marketplace, like sometimes like people just want to get rid of stuff, and so they'll sell them for super cheap. So that's what we're probably going to do again, and we're just going to scour Marketplace and also OfferUp and some liquidated sellers and just start accumulating slowly. But yeah, I would say for the new gym, it doesn't matter like where we decide to go, even if it is a second location or if it is like a bigger gym. We're just gonna obviously we're probably gonna need 2 of each now, so we're probably just gonna start getting the same things that we have. Just make sure that it's like 2 now, and then probably in over time too as well. Just get just more fancier, nicer equipment that we also want to use too. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think if you have a passion for training, for bodybuilding, or for whatever you want your gym to be, if you're just a regular gym goer, I think you know the things that you like in the gym. And so I think other people also probably like the same things that go to the gym.
No, you're right. 100%. Our last one, it was very small gym, but I was like, we need to fit 3 cable crosses in here. I hate coming to the gym on Monday and waiting 45 minutes to an hour to get on the cable crosses. And everybody agreed with that. And it's right. So there's merit to the fact, if this is your passion, this is your love, chances are people that also love and have a passion for this as well they're going to see that and be like, wow, this person really put some thought into getting all this equipment. So that's good. I just know some gyms like to do that to make the customers feel involved, like, hey, this is your, like, because you know some clubs have like an enhancement fee every year, so this is their way of getting their voice heard of what that enhancement fee is going to. They get to vote on a piece of equipment, but 80% of the other equipment is going to be chosen by the owner, you know.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's huge too, right? That's one of the reasons why we started doing more of that, is that this year we enacted that like enhancement fee for our members. It was the first year we've done that, and it helped a lot, obviously, with like just getting more funding at the beginning of the year. But that is one thing that we decided to do, is just do more polls on our social media and just see what our members want, you know. And I mean, we definitely have been delivering on that so far. So I think that just helps keep morale high. It keeps members happier. But at the end of the day, like I said, like even if we were to decide to, you know, buy something that we wanted, like I don't think they're gonna really like I would say they're not going to be upset because we got something cooler, you know. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, that definitely helps. Just getting like an input from your community, I think that always helps too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gonz, again, thank you for all your time. I know we went way over, but it's always fun to talk with you. And as always, you know, if I'm never in a meeting and you ever have questions besides, you know, software, has to just talk about the industry. You know, my phone's always open for you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, dude. This was freaking awesome. I love talking about this stuff. I've kind of we recently just started a podcast too.
If you need me on, just have me on. I'll be happy to reciprocate for you.
No, we're definitely going to have more guests on. We're literally just on our third episode. We're going to record the third episode this Friday. We're doing it every Friday now. But yeah, it's the Uncaged podcast. That's what it's called.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what even started this podcast? It wasn't even like to say, oh, we wanted to do Jim O's podcast. Back when we started Gym Insight 12 years ago, I was like the only employee, right? And a lot of first time, I would say 60% of the people that onboard, it's new gym owners. So you know what I do when it's a new gym owner. I didn't just talk about software with you when you came on. I probably spent 80% of my time talking about, hey, this is how you grow your gym. This is what you should do for memberships. This is what you do. So I pretty much would always say like the same things over and over. And that's how these podcasts started. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do one thing where I record myself and I'm going to put this out on there. And that's how it started a year ago. I mean, granted, I don't get as much time. I wish I could just have time just to do these podcasts all the time because it's really fun. But, you know, if you love doing your podcast, take your own advice, be consistent, because I could tell you I am not, because this is an afterthought. This isn't what my main job is. This is just when I have time and I can schedule somebody that's willing to come on, I do it. But yeah, keep doing them. Are you going to set yours up like once a week, once a month? Like, what's your plans for yours?
We're doing it every Friday. Every Friday morning, we just get in the in our office inside the gym, and we just record. It's me and Omar, and right now, like the first episode is really just about us talking about the like who we are, who I am, who Omar is, what the Kage Gym is, and then the second episode was us breaking down on how to be a gym owner. So like how to start a gym, basically. Nice. So that was the topic we went into. This third episode, we're probably going to talk more about bodybuilding. So we're going to talk more about bodybuilding, like a starter guide to like get into bodybuilding. Like, how do you get into bodybuilding? Since I feel like that's like, it's a big thing nowadays that I feel like a lot of kids too, like in like the younger generation are just getting into it just because of social media. So we kind of want to like appeal to that demographic as well. And that's passionate about talking about. So we love talking about training, nutrition, like the bodybuilding-esque lifestyle. So I feel like that's what the third episode is going to be. And then we're going to have guests on probably like sometime during like the next couple episodes too. But we're probably going to do a lot more like Q&As to like people asking us questions in general and us just answering them on the podcast too, you know. But we're kind of figuring it out as we go, you know?
Yeah. Well, it could always end up even turning into like a day in the life of like, you know, like some people will have just follow them around all day at work or whatnot. And there's like stuff that comes up. This is stuff that you deal with. Customers come in, if that may have like a really good story on how he started and where he ended up. Like it's open book of what you can do there.
Yeah, that's one thing we definitely are going to be doing more of is just like doing interviews with our community. Like some of the members that have been with us since we started, because we want to hear like their point of views from like the beginning of the story. Also to like the crazy freaking stories that we have about like the beginning of the gym and what the old gym was. Cause there's a whole backstory with what the old gym used to be. And it gets pretty raunchy, honestly. So like, there's a lot of different like details and things like that just, there's a lot of drama and stuff like that. So I feel like I want to like uncover that. And I want it to just be just like an unfiltered like podcast where we can just interview and people can just speak their mind, you know, and get like the whole lore of like everything and how it started. That'd be really cool to showcase. So
that's awesome. I'll be tuning in, dude. I'll be tuning in. Well, thank you again for coming back on, and we'll, you know, let me know if you ever need a guest on yours, let me know. And I'm sure I'll be reaching out to you guys again, maybe to a year after your podcast, how it's changed the business. That sounds like a new Gym Owners podcast going on. So I hope your podcast blows up tremendously, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yours as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you later.
Have a good day.